Authorities in Saskatchewan have issued a new wildfire evacuation order. People in the communities of L'Orange and Eagle Point are being urged to leave immediately as a fast-moving wildfire heads their way. Saskatchewan Premier Scott Moe is under pressure to call in the military. Moe hasn't ruled out requesting federal aid, but has also said the province doesn't need Ottawa's help. Authorities say they need water bombers and more firefighters. They say Ottawa cannot provide those resources. At the moment, firefighters from other provinces and the United States are helping to battle the flames. And for a closer look at some of the wildfires across the country, we're joined by Linda Ward. So, Linda, you've been keeping track of the situation coming out of Manitoba right now. Bring us up to speed.
Yeah, just getting an update from the city of Flin Flon. We've been watching the situation very closely. Of course, there are 5,000 people out of their homes in Flin Flon, 1,200 from Crichton. And what we are hearing now is an update on the status of this fire. Just take a look at the size of this fire. The Sheridan, Crichton and Wolf Lake fires have merged. The fire is now approximately, get this, 140 kilometers long and 5 kilometers wide. Just a beast of a fire there. But the good news for the people of Flin Flon and Crichton is that no structures have been lost as of last night. Winds, however, in the area are blowing from the south, and that is making for some very heavy smoke and some fire moving towards the south side of Flin Flon, making for very difficult conditions there. Fire protection, sprinklers have been set up. Crews have been working to protect properties in the area. They have about 260 personnel still deployed on the ground there. Another area that we're looking at is Lynn Lake, and that's about 570 residents who are out of their homes in that area. On Sunday, I know we were talking about this, 400-foot tall flames going through this community. Some structures have been lost, but gladly, those are just abandoned structures mainly. They have saved the hospital, they have saved other critical structures, but still the fire to the south is threatening this community. And yesterday they said that there were 2 flare-ups, one of them near the hospital, one near an old mine site. So that is not great news there, but teams are working on this. Again, winds making this very difficult. Mandatory evacuation remains in place. And as for when people might get back, they say it's just not safe to begin that process yet.
So we've discussed Manitoba, Saskatchewan, and there's also fires to keep track of, a situation in BC unfolding.
Yeah, resources are stretched for sure across all of Western Canada. We're looking at the situation with the Kiskadinaw River wildfire in British Columbia, because that is threatening both British Columbia and Alberta. It's very, very close to the border, 2 kilometers away at last check. We've reached out to both wildfire services to see just what has happened with this fire overnight. A reporter in the area sent in some images that we can show you of just what this fire looks like. But certainly for people in the area, my goodness, what a it looks like it's very, very close. And certainly a lot of the area has been now evacuated. The county of Grand Prairie issuing an evacuation order for part of the county. And there are 53 residences included in that evacuation order. An alert for 86 other residents: be ready to leave if they have to. An evacuation center has been set up at the Hythe Community Library. People are being put up in hotels and in campgrounds. On the BC side of the border, of course, we are watching the fire very closely there as well. And there is a community there called Kelly Lake. About 70 people under evacuation order, and a new and very dire warning coming for the people from Peace River Regional District, telling people if you have not left the community yet, get out now or you may not be able to. They issued a statement saying rescue of trapped residents may not be possible. The fire cannot be contained. First responders may be forced to leave the area due to intensifying conditions. This means that the fire may be fatal to those in its path. Get out now is the advice. We reached out, or our colleagues in British Columbia reached out to Shelley Caliu, a cultural advisor for Kelly Lake First Nation, about the situation facing her community right now.
I still feel like, I seen a few people have crying, and you have some that are not really grasping the full enormity of it. It still doesn't feel real. And even though we've seen the video, we're hearing the reports, I'm still hopeful that those houses can be saved and, we can go back.
So much uncertainty. This is such a difficult situation facing so many people in communities right across the wildfire zone. They continue to fight it, but again, the winds are expected to be picking up right through this area today into tomorrow, and that is going to make things even more unpredictable.
Not good news for them. Thank you for this, Linda. That is Linda Ward reporting.